But, Kevin, during the break, we were just talking about it. Scottie Pippen has some questions about how Steph and DAngelo fit together. Why don't you ask your questions? Kevin will endeavor to answer them.
Well, I guess
yes, I will teach you something about basketball.
Yeah, right.
Who's going to be the primary ball handler now?
I mean, I actually want to hear your thoughts about this, because it just seems like we're in a league now where that question is no longer applicable. In fact, the really good teams, I mean, I watched Damian Lillard and C.J. McCollum somehow share ball handling duties. I just feel like the two-sided action, you need multiple ball handlers, multiple playmakers. It seems like that's what everyone in free agency is trying to achieve. Can we get as many playmakers on the floor as possible? The fit I worry about is defensively. You know, one of Klay Thompson's great assets is he's big.
Right.
You know, and there are teams that play big on the perimeter, and D'Angelo Russell is a small 6'4", 6'5". He's not a great defender.
You're saying that he's listed at a higher height than he is?
With shoes, without shoes.
Okay.
That worries me a little bit. Is defensively, how much do they give up? I mean, Steph and Russell as a backcourt, there are going to be nights where that's compromising. So I don't worry about there's not enough basketballs to go around, especially since Steph Curry makes everybody better. I mean, the gravity that guy has on the floor, I think D'Angelo Russell is going to find he doesn't need to hold the ball for 6 seconds at a time, right? It's the defensive piece that I worry about while Klay recuperates, that they're going to be too small on the backcourt at times.
I mean, Klay made the all-defensive second team. Was that their first team? I mean, he's a loss, right? I mean, until he gets better, he's a loss defensively.
Yeah, he is a loss. And I think that was the question I was getting to. Not really who's going to be the primary ball handler, but we've watched in the playoffs how teams are really targeted at going at Steph in terms of getting him in pick and roll, trying to use that size to bag him down. I feel it's going to probably be the same way with D'Angelo Russell, because a lot of the shooting guards out here are bigger. They're 6'7", 6'8", 6'9", and they're going to have problems defending it, as you said.
I feel like this might be a little bit of a marriage of convenience. Mm-hmm. The Warriors absolutely could not afford to lose Durant for nothing at all. So they sat an all-star and they said, let's make a deal for him, and they paid heavily. And for Russell, I don't know if he would have gotten a max contract had he been renounced and just put out on the market. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe his agents from CAA would come on here and say, no, we had 11 max offers. I'm not sure he would have gotten that. I'm not sure the Lakers would have offered him a max contract. So he gets his max, his huge money, and the Warriors get their sort of player. I'm not sure it's going to last.
Right.
Maybe they'll come together and it'll be perfect. But I kind of just think this is like they were in scramble mode and they said, let's save it. And boy, in my head, I got to get past the deal, because I'm having trouble getting past the deal, because they had to use 2 first-round picks to make this happen. Mm-hmm. One to get rid of Andre Iguodala's salary, the other to entice Brooklyn to even do the deal. Brooklyn was like, we may play you guys in the finals in a year. Why would we help you? And they were like, because we're going to give you a first-round draft pick. Oh, okay.
Okay, great.
So 2 firsts and this amount of money, and saying goodbye to Iguodala, and potentially saying goodbye to maybe some of their other younger players. It's a big price, and so I'm trying to move past that.
You know, it's funny. I know that the clock was ticking and they had the Warriors over a barrel if you're the Grizzlies, but nobody would have taken Andre Iguodala with maybe a second.
Right, we were talking in the first segment about how many teams
Iguodala. I mean, I just don't think that. Wow, that surprised me. Right. And I'm sure all the due diligence was done.
I still think that he's a still pretty high demand guy. He's probably not a true starter in the league today, although we've seen him a part of the starting 5 with the Warriors for a while. I still think that he has a lot of good basketball, especially.
Right. My point exactly. Like, I don't think you have to incentivize
what he brings to a championship team, and even a young team that needs a veteran to teach players and teach them how to be professional. I think Iguodala will bring a lot to the table.
But it could be maybe that a lot of teams thought exactly what seems to be happening would happen, which is that someone else would get him, like Memphis. They would have that first-round pick, which is like, great, we got what we needed. They would let him walk, right? And then any of these other teams who are interested in him, for all the reasons Scottie said, can get him kind of for more, you know, without having to do all this gymnastics, right? So we'll see. Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.